morning on my morning walk, and I wanted to share a little about being a doula, because there's birthing people into life and then there's birthing people back out. I mean, it's incredible, but the thing is, you don't have to be dying to have a death doula. And technically, once we're born, we're all dying. So, we cannot look at death as part of life, which is usually helpful to do so, and recognise that all of us are going to die at some point or other. And how do we, if we're going to die at some point, how do we live? And many of us don't contemplate how to live better, because we're just happy with the same old. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you really go to the edges through maybe a car accident, or I know life's edges, when I've been writing my life edges down, it took me to being raped. That was a life edge for me. I didn't know if I was going to survive. I didn't see it happening. And then all of a sudden it was happening. And all of a sudden it's like, what's happening? Am I going to survive this? And then afterwards, it's very strange. And that is a life's edge. And it's a life edge that leaves us confused, looking at ourselves, contemplating other people, and wondering what the actual fuck is going on here. So these times in our lives where we get to experience what it's like to be at an edge of not being sure whether we're going to live or die, that's basically what a death doula can do. They help you navigate that space in your life. Like, I help people navigate life transitions. That's the way I find it. Getting married's a life transition. Having a funeral's a life transition. Having a naming ceremony is a life transition. Having your first bleed as a woman, going from, a child to a maiden, that is a life transition. And all these life transitions way back when, and maybe even still in some Indigenous places where Indigenous people still exist today, they mark life's transitions. And it's not just the single person, it's the whole village. Nowadays, many of us are so detached from that. We have a very different lifestyle, and we forget the importance of honouring life's transitions. And so, as a reverend of metaphysics, as a doula, a care doula who does, I honour life's truths in a way. And life's truths are what's true to you. And we look at what's true to you, and excuse me, and we figure out how can we do life differently. Because doulas do, right? Doulas do support people. Doulas do hold your hand as you navigate these times. Doulas do come in different shapes and sizes. And doulas do sit with things like suicide. I'm a doula who's been a Samaritan for years. I've got mental health first aid training. I've trained in psychology around grief and trauma for a really long time. And because of that, it makes me a specialist in certain subjects. So I'm specialised or more able to show up and help you deal with what you're going through. So have a look at my website, mamabearmcgowan.com, and see if it resonates with you. If you're at a knife edge, of course. Otherwise, you don't need me. But whatever you're doing, contemplate doing it with a doula. Big loves.